That's what we need to do. We need our own workout tape. We need working out just to that song, just to that 30-minute song over and 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 over. Sweating to the old dudes.
Us selling a workout tape is like, I don't even want to say. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know where to go. No. Just no.
I mean,
nobody wants it. No workout tape.
I think we'd be good I think you'd be a good workout instructor. I think you'd have that like sarcastic motivate me to do the thing, but then at the end I think you'd give me the good job, buddy. Enough to make me pay you for another session.
Yeah, way to go. You sweated a little bit.
Didn't you do that?
Yeah, I was briefly a trainer. More of a salesperson, and that's exactly what it was. They taught you like horrible things, like if they cry, they will buy, and things like that.
Was that an actual phrase?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was those sheets you would come into the gym and fill out, and like, what's important to you in your life, and people would write down their kids. So that's automatically a trigger for us. How old are your kids? If they're coming up on high school, start talking about what it would be like for their kids to go through graduation without their parents there, because maybe they haven't like. Yeah. There was all kinds of like just horrible ways to do it.
You tried to when by talking about them not being there for their kids.
Yeah, down the road and stuff like that. There was also one of the big ones was whenever a woman was like, I have to go home and talk to my husband. We're like, oh, we understand. He runs the money in the house. I mean, I guess you have to talk to him before you do groceries and then like you would get them fired. Like, fuck that guy. You know what? I can do this for wouldn't he want you to be beautiful? Wouldn't he want you to like do something for yourself? And like, oh yeah,
I know some people that work in the home security industry and selling those kind of things, and they told me about their competitors, and one of the stories and anecdotes they use of their competitors is tied into that sales tactic. Using the idea of if you're talking to the wife, like, oh, you don't need him to make the decision, you can make this, you're a big strong woman. But the best one also, when people talk about I need to think about it, or I need to look at the price, or I need to get a better price, essentially saying something to, well, what kind of price can you put on your family's safety? Or the best one is a sales agent who knew the person had a daughter, and said to them, what kind of price could you put on your daughter's safety?
100%.
And that's not a sales tactic that I or anybody I knew ever approved of, but it was one that definitely was out there in the world. And you and I have had some experiences in the past where we've done bartending, which never has that hard of a sell. There's never that much pressure to do one thing. You might want them to try. I think you more want them to stay.
I'm trying to think what the hardest sell would be.
I've tried to. I don't know. To sell somebody out of not ordering an adios motherfucker. I have tried to sell like I'm going to the electric chair to get somebody to not get an adios motherfucker.
Yeah. I like. You would think with the higher proof liquors and stuff like that and the better things, you would try to upsell people to them. But at times you have idiots who you know aren't going to appreciate them. You're like, you know what? You don't want to. No, get me some of that Van Winkle 12-year lot B side of Coke. I'm like, no, you don't deserve this. Why don't you go over and have a Long Island iced tea, you amateur shithead?
Well, something that also comes with that in the liquor industry, for those of you that aren't aware of this, is allocations. You might only get that one bottle of that Pappy 15 for
Eagle
6
Rare
months
17
or for like at all. Like this might be the only bottle you might ever get of this. So I 100% can understand. Like I'm not gonna tell you that we have that bottle. I know is tucked 3 back there because I got 4 pours left.
Yep. Birthday bourbon was always a big one for that.
People used to hunt down birthday bourbon like nobody's business.
And Eagle Rare 17, because I don't ever remember an allotment that was more than 1 bottle on the Eagle Rare 17. I don't think Pappy we used to get multiple bottles of, but the 17 and the Sazerac
we went like a year and a half without it once.
Yeah. We I remember that myself and one of the 2 owners got scolded by the bar manager because we each had 2 pours of it that he bought for us of the 17, and I had never tried it. And it's one of my favorite things ever. Yeah. And he scolded the owner and myself for that is not something we need to be drinking. That is for the people. Like,
right.
Well, like it's been here. No one was drinking it.
We need to sell that full price to people that are paying full price for it, not to us who get a deal because we work here. I could understand that.
Do you remember when we had where the owners would keep the bottles? At first, we used to give away the bottles. Then we found out what the empty bottles were going for. Yeah. And the owners were like, no, let's keep the empty bottles of the Pappy. And then we all went to a Christmas party. And do you remember when we found all the empty bottles at the Christmas party and were able to harvest? And they let us. We kept pulling drops. We took every bottle and emptied it into glasses and started pouring this like end of bottle Pappy mixture around to each other for the Christmas party.
We were able to get a good amount of whiskey out of all of we had
about a half a glass, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from all of the different empty bottles and just each of the end of bottle pours that we kept doing.
It's all about the allocation, folks. People of the internet, it's Thirsty Thursday. I'm Mike.
I'm Brendon.
It's Thursday.
I'm healthy again. We're back.
Here. He's back. I'm back.
That was my fault last week.
It is what it is, people of the internet. But run it down for everybody. What happened?
Oh, I was one of the worst sicks I've ever been in my life. I'm gonna guess it was the flu of some sort. I'm already a baby when it comes to being sick.
As am I. As am I.
But this is one of the worst times I've ever. This is one of the worst I've ever felt in my life. Everything was in pain. Like, I laid on my stomach. It felt like someone was standing on my back. I rolled to my back. It felt like my back was breaking and being pulled down through the bed. Like, I couldn't fall asleep because of a 24-hour headache I had along with it. Every time I started to doze off and I would roll, I would wake up to myself yelling out in pain from, like, it was insane. Like, I was just making random noises and screaming out in pain at times. And just, it was hell. Like, it was one of the worst I've been sick. I took a COVID test.
Did you pass?
Yeah. So I think just, I still have a little bit of a lingering congestion in my throat or in my chest, but I don't really know. Besides that, it's not terrible. I've been back to work a little bit since, and I would not wish that on anybody. It was absolutely horrendous. I was not doing well. And it all came down that day within like 5 hours of the podcast is when it began. It was this time last week that it began.
And it was one of those to put it bluntly, I kind of saw that coming. I had talked to you a little bit. You had prepped me for it. You had kind of had me ready for the idea of like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to do the show tonight. And honestly, at that point, I think I personally had some stuff going on as well that it was better to just go ahead and, okay, well, cool. I can knock a few things out, check a few boxes in life, fill this, and then that way the train can keep on rolling.
You and I had done a version of this that we ended up not recording well, where I was sick and I had some NyQuil and things like that, but I couldn't
We've
even
done a lot of things
to do it.
We've done a lot of things on podcasts. I've been drunk on more podcasts than I could possibly ever remember.
I'm just saying, like, if I'm sick, I'm usually going to fight through it. I don't get that sick that often. This was, I couldn't even sit up. It was just miserable. It would have been one of the worst shows ever.
Yeah. So we're back. We're here. We're ready to entertain. We're ready to
hopefully
have a party, and we are. I'm ready to drink. Are you feeling back in drinking order, sir?
I'm gonna be going back and forth with some Powerade and some other things, but I will.
Is red Powerade your preference?
I always get 2.
You always.
When I go kayaking, I will always grab 2 bottles, and it's tradition. It's always the same 2 bottles. It's the same 2 colors. Red and purple. I have one red and one purple. I have a red right here, and I have a purple in my fridge.
Which a grape, or is it like one of those Mountain Rush or
grape.
Electric Lime?
Grape.
Really?
Grape.
I think you're an anomaly with that.
I love the grape.
It's my least favorite flavor things.
Water flavorings that I get with the vitamins and everything like that. It's grape.
Really?
That's my favorite. Yeah.
You don't get the Dimetapp cough medicine vibe?
No, not at all.
Any grape thing, I either think Welch's grape soda or cough medicine.
No, Big League Chew. Grape Big League Chew or Hubba Bubba. That's what I get when I drink grape. Like, that's what it reminds me of. Those were my favorite. Like, that's grape flavor to me.
I was a weird gum kid. I was a juicy fruit kid.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had Big League Chew when I remember playing T-ball and using Big League Chew, but for the rest of my life, I was pretty much always like a juicy fruit.
Gotcha.
Chewer. I'm not really a gum person in general. I have a weird habit when I go get my haircut. I just went and got a haircut yesterday, and I have this habit. I'm very self-conscious when I go to get my haircut, so
yes.
I make sure right before I walk in, I chew gum. I put a piece of gum in my mouth, and I get that bitch rocking and rolling because I have a beard. And my barber gets into my beard. They do the mouth. They're getting in like that. And that's the last thing I want. You know what I mean? Is to just be cycling an old vacuum.
I don't want someone else shaving me.
In their face. No, I don't. What? Hold on. What?
I don't know. I don't need someone else shaving.
You don't let your barber line your beard up?
I haven't had a barber in...
Sir.
5 or 6 years. I shave my own head.
It's therapy. It's wonderful. It is the closest thing I have to pampering myself is going to the barber, getting my hair cut, getting a hot towel treatment, getting lined up, getting the professional to do it, have a little bit of conversation, and then go back to my life.
Guy's doing the single like straight razor thing, and then he sneezes.
Female.
I mean, female, whatever. I mean, either way. They I don't know. It's no. Fuck and people.
I understand that.
For my throat, I'm gonna go ahead and start drinking. And what I'm having, we're going back to Glenfiddich. Sorry, I just really wanted to go ahead and take a sip of this while we talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's back on the horse, and it's a scotchy bitch this evening.
Well, come on, tell me this: when you've been sick in the past,
whiskey.
Is there nothing like a whiskey. Or a hot toddy?
Just whiskey. If a hot toddy's great to sit on the couch and sip a hot toddy when you're not feeling well. Nothing gets me back in line when I'm not feeling well though than a shot of whiskey. It'll straighten me up and put me right back in line. That might not be the best thing, but anyway. A
little whiskey, little honey, little lemon, little
more whiskey.
I don't know. So back to the Death Star.
You're drinking the Glenfiddich.
I am. I have the FCC glass. I have the FCC jersey. If you notice that I keep doing this. It's because they've just kicked off in Jamaica.
Ooh, wait, who? The FC?
FCC, it has begun the season. We are starting with the Champions League tournament, which we earned our place in by winning the Supporters Shield last year. So they are playing at National Stadium in Kingston, Jamaica right now.
So soccer starts in February. When does it end? When does FC end?
November-ish. There's only like 2-3 months off.
Season.
Yeah, but everything else, most of your other soccer in the world begins around August.
Okay.
And goes until like the summer. So like there's always soccer on, which is kind of nice for me. But yeah, they're playing Cavalier FC in the first round of the Champions League tournament. And it's their ball.
You've got some scotch, and I do. I'm going to grab a drink as well. I got a thing. It's my beer of the week.
Uh-oh.
It's my beer of the week. I got a thing. I made a thing. It says it. It's real.
You can follow the bouncing ball. Mike's
you can follow
beer of the week.
Next thing we need is a theme song. We need music. It needs to sound like it needs to be like the Ramones. It needs to be the most fast-paced punk. Just Mike's beer of the week. Mike's beer of the week. That's what it needs to be.
Exactly.
Yes.
I would go more for the Real Big Fish thing.
Ooh.
Playing beer. Think I'll have myself a beer. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba. It just always reminds me of Basketball, one of the greatest movies.
One of the most underrated 90s comedies ever.
I think it would go back. I would go over well right now because so much of that thing was about like sports branding and corporate marketing and
it was an alternate
the way that corporations
always do well.
Yeah. That's one that needs to come back around. I need to figure out what channel it is on.
The big thing about that movie that was so funny is a big part of, if you watch Basketball, they make up their own sport, and spoiler, part of that is you can try to like mess with the other player and say things to make them laugh and mess up their shot. And
Steve Perry.
It's Steve Perry. Ted Nugent.
Steve Perry.
And you couldn't. One of the things I don't think. Well, you could probably do this today. The funniest thing to me is when one of the characters walks up, the other character bends over. He pulls his pants down.
How to speak Australian.
How to speak Australian. And he points at the dude's butthole and says, vagina.
Vagina.
It's probably not the best and most tasteful joke in 2024.
What it was, what it was the San Francisco team. Do you remember their name?
No.
It is not the most tasteful joke in this time, but it is. They were the San Francisco Fairies, if I'm not mistaken, and it was how to speak San Franciscan, because there were all of those how to speak Australian because of the Fosters. Speaking of, when is the Elimination Chamber? That's this weekend in Australia, right?
It's in like 12 hours.
Oh, is it? That's weird.
No, it's at like 3 or 4 or 5 a.m. or Saturday. So in like a day.
Okay. I just remembered that it was in Australia because of all the Australian stars, and I saw
Did you see Austin Theory yelled at some dude that called wrestling fake, and he threatened to slap the piss out of him and punch him or something like that on some podcast? Apparently, some dude over in Australia got a little red with Austin Theory, and Austin Theory stood up for pro wrestling, which as he should.
The classic what's his name? Who smacked the taste out of that Inside Edition guy's mouth and lost his job? But
Dr. David Schultz.
Dr. David Schultz.
Dr. David Schultz.
Oh, knocked that little fucking investigative reporter on his...
John Stossel?
John Stossel. Knocked him down twice.
Yeah.
There's a great Dark Side of the Ring on that, because Schultz was set to be the heel to Hogan. I mean, he was...
And he was a weird character, though, because like, he was outwardly...
He was believable.
But his character was, I beat my wife, and I'm kind of racist.
No, I mean, he was the country boy, and I remember it wasn't that he beat his wife; it was just that he was always rude about far me up them eggs. And
there was vignettes.
I don't think there were vignettes of him.
Get in there and fry me some chicken, and then he would cut the promo. There was a scene where it was like a promo. It was at his house. It was like from his house. And he was yelling.
It looked like a log cabin, if I'm not mistaken,
and he's like
right?
Yelling at the wife to fry the eggs or something like
that.
Fry the eggs. People of the internet, we've got our new segment. We call it a segment. Mike's Beer of the Week. I went to the Party Source in Newport, Kentucky, a couple weeks ago, and I picked a few random beers, and this one was interesting.
That's where I got my great mezcal at.
This is from Mirror Twin Brewing, which is out of Lexington, Kentucky. This is the Oregon Pale. I love a good beer pun. I love a good video game reference. This is the Oregon Pale by Mirror Twin Brewing. You can see it's got
pretty funny.
That Oregon Trail
Oregon
artwork.
Trail look to it. That's kind of cool.
A quarantine has left the wagon full of beer. You may 1, drink beer, 2, drink beer, 3, drink beer, or 4, drink more beer. It's got the covered wagon. It's got a couple other Oregon Trail style pieces of art here. This is an American Pale Ale at 5.9%. This is 30 IBUs. So this is Mirror Twin Brewing's the Oregon Pale. We've got the Iron Maiden glass. This came in a 2-pack of Iron Maiden's Trooper beer. They have their own beer.
It's great that you just said that, because I just saw the newest Dead by Daylight collaboration. It's Iron Maiden, and it's unreal.
Is it Eddie? Are you Eddie?
It's Eddie, but it's different costumes for different character and different versions of Eddie. So, like, the Doctor, for example, is one version of Eddie. The Dredge is all these different versions that are, like, sticking out of his body. There's a Samurai Eddie that takes over the body that you can use as an outfit for the Oni. So a lot of the killers have different... I forgot the main one with the cowboy hat and the skinned body. They did that for the Death Slinger. But look up the Iron Maiden costumes for Dead by Daylight. They're pretty cool. That the killers now, there's specific killer Eddies that will be hunting you. I mean, if somebody has that as their skin.
That's what I'm curious about. Because the thing about Eddie from Iron Maiden is there's different... Every album had a different Eddie. Like a different theme. So I wonder if these versions... Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
They have different skins for different killers. So it's not so much that you're Eddie himself. That killer can take on the skins of the multiple personalities of him, it seems like, which is kind of a cool way to do it.
Well, and they're all from they're from different album covers. There's one that's got
the Death Slinger one
cybernetic eye.
Yeah, the
That
Death Slinger, the one with the gun and the cowboy hat, he's pretty sick. That one looks
yeah.
really cool.
But these are all from Iron Maiden album covers. So
Yeah.
like the Cyber one, the Samurai one. That's pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Dead
see
by
what's up.
Daylight does so many great crossovers.
That
So
game
yeah, tell me
always
about
gets
that.
new content. They seem to always be feeding Dead by Daylight with new things to
Oh,
do.
there's another new killer in Survivor coming this month. Plus, they just did the Alan Wake chapter. Plus, there's rumors of Pennywise could be coming.
It's got a good color to
Oh,
it.
it's pretty.
Nice. It's got
Pretty.
a nice head to it.
Looks light. Yeah.
It's 5.9%. Yeah, 5.9%. This is the Oregon Pale from Mirror Twin Brewing. Oh. That's clean. It's not sour. It's not sour, it's not tart, but the hoppiness is like that back of your tongue, like back sides of your tongue kind of it's almost a pucker, but it's not like a pucker from sour, but it really does kind of the hops kind of draw your mouth a little bit. It's nice. It's got some nice, I'm going to call it pull.
Oh. Fancy fucker all of a sudden.
We're going to write our own book one day of describing alcohol. It's going to be the Getting Worked Guide to the Getting Work Guide to Guzzlin'.
Guide to Guzzlin'.
Guide to Guzzlin'. How to drink beer and beer drinks. Trademark. Copyright on that.
TM.
Okay. So, do we need a rating system? Should we make a rating system for this, or should it just be great, trash, or meh?
It's your decision. It's your name. Right.
That is.
I keep missing right here.
That is.
Nope. Here.
That is 4.5 eddies. 4.5 eddies out of 5.
Okay, I was gonna say out of how many? 100.
4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5. All right. Well, good. Nice.
I'm gonna
Everyday
change
beer.
the scale every week. This week it's going to be out of 5. Next week it's going to be thumbs up, thumbs down. Then it's going to be a star system. Then it's going to be the Dave Meltzer star rating system.
Oh my God.
We're eventually getting to 4.5, but actually 5.7 if it was in Japan. Fuck you, Dave Meltzer.
It's gone too far. All right.
I don't know. I can't stand somebody who for 30 years is just aggregating other people's news content and then giving their not so in tune opinion.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a wasabi burp. That was
wasabi burp?
Yeah.
A little bit spicy?
Yeah. I had a awesome ahi tuna steak here a few minutes ago that I made. Seared tuna. Did a sweet little Alton Brown marinade that I love. Little honey, little soy, little wasabi. And it was delicious. So, I have a new cast iron that I was using that my mother had found that's a nice flat griddle style. I don't know. I really love it.
Is it like square or round?
Round griddle, perfect for the burner.
So
and
it's got the ridges in it.
No, this is just a flat grill, or a flat top. Yeah, I don't have a grill pan. This one's just full sear. Yeah.
Okay. I've got a couple cast irons. I've got one that's just a straight flat round cast iron. I've got one that's the griddle square, like griddle cast iron. This is going to be my unpopular take for this week. Cast iron's okay.
That's all I use anymore.
It's
Are you kidding me?
Like
really?
It 100% serves a purpose. It 100% does what everyone says it's supposed to do. It browns like things better. It does get a more even heat. It does create a better sear on steak. I also think there's just as other efficient methods of accomplishing the same thing. A screaming hot stainless steel pan, or even like a non-stick pan, you can make that work for a steak. I'll take a grill top over a cast iron any day of the week. I will take.
I don't have a grill, so I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to have grill here. Unfortunately, I do love grilling, but
come grill
cast iron.
I'll let you. What was the bar that rented grill time? We can do that here.
There we go. Maybe WrestleMania. We need to plan like a black tie WrestleMania type
grills
event or
out
something
back.
like that. There you go, grill space. No, just cut up little space on your grill and be like, you can use the left side, you can use the right side.
So WrestleMania, are you Team Rock or Team Cody?
I just don't give a shit.
Really? How can you not give a shit about this?
It's all right.
They got Rocky booed in 2024.
The funniest thing was seeing The Rock come into the ring and be a bad guy again for the fun of it. And watching him tear apart a Utah audience about their 50 wives and slapping the herpes off of somebody's mouth and shit like that,
Man.
I was devastated. There is a great video of a camera just facing at Corey Graves and Wade Barrett while The Rock is doing his stuff. They
Oh,
were devastated. They could
yes.
not take it. It was hilarious. And just all the shit it was money. The guy is the best talker in anything ever. I think he started the Daytona 500 this weekend. I mean, the man is everywhere, and he's never lost a step when it comes to just talking shit. It's absolutely hilarious.
I'm absolutely Team Cody. I'm
I'm
100% on his
100% for the
side.
Cody thing.
I
Yeah.
want Cody to win, but in a world where we get to WrestleMania and Roman and The Rock still screw Cody out of the belt once again, I'm gonna sound like a fucking mark. I'm still in. I'm still following the story, man. This is this is the most interesting thing in wrestling, in my opinion. I think I would rather watch the three of them stand in a ring and tear each other down. And we haven't even talked about like Triple H getting involved yet. If he does, what role Seth Rollins is going to play in any of this, and
Yeah.
anybody else that could possibly get in it. Jacob Fatu from MLW is now out of contract with MLW. They showed his name on that Vegas Samoan family tree. I think there's a good chance we see Jacob Fatu join the bloodline. Jay's doing great on his own on Raw. I think you keep the bloodline. If you keep the bloodline going, if they continue, you bring Jacob Fatu in, and then the tag team is Jacob and Solo. Jimmy's his own guy. As I like Solo, but I think it's like Taz. You can only go so much with that little of an amount of talking for that tough of a guy.
I think eventually he's going to end up talking more. I mean, he's not terrible. I really like Solo.
I
yeah.
I love the character of Solo, yes, but Kenny, I don't know if he can cut a promo. I don't think I've ever heard him really like talk.
I need some other just chaos. I want like a Tamatonga to show up. It is the Japanese fan in me that is sitting here I'm sitting here going, yes, WrestleMania is going to be awesome, but you guys know Will Ospreay's here now, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
And Okada's about to be. And Mercedes is about to be.
That's going to be hard for me to watch.
I know.
I love Okada.
I know.
I want Okada. I want Okada to wrestle Seth Rollins.
We are still 0-0 in Jamaica.
0-0. I want Okada
0-0
to
in
wrestle
Jamaica.
Seth Rollins. I want Okada to wrestle Cody Rhodes. I want Okada to wrestle AJ Styles. And honestly, dudes like Sheamus, I could imagine that Sheamus and Okada just like doing those
Okada Gunther.
Those forearm hits on each other's chest and stuff.
Okada
so
Gunther.
hard. Gunther
100%.
Anybody. Gunther Judy Bagwell.
No, give me
Gunther Scott Stein. Gunther anybody goes hard, dude.
Anybody out there, just if you want something crazy to watch and you want to see, if anybody ever says wrestling is fake, Gunther and Ilya Dragunov. Just those two guys, bring Ilya up. They beat each other. I mean, to chop someone in the chest so many times that they're now bleeding. I mean, I know this is against everything Bret Hart talks about, is like, you shouldn't be hurt when you come backstage, but that's exactly what they do anymore.
Bret also,
yeah,
I don't think Bret would look at Gunther and say, don't do that, though. Because Bret still understands. I think Bret would look at Gunther still and understand, like, that, okay, that's the realest thing going right now. Like, let that be. That's doing great on its own. I think eventually they're going to need to drop those other two guys.
Kaiser is one of the coolest people in the world.
But here's your options. Vinci's going to either get himself hurt or they're just going to let him go.
Do you remember when he was in the Cruiserweight Classic?
Yeah.
That guy is a cruiserweight.
He is good, but he just can't get it together where he's at. Every match I watch, he's always the one that gets pinned, and he's always the one that I go, ooh, that didn't look right.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, Ludwig Kaiser is great. I think he's a great personality. He's wonderful on the mic. If he's not in a group with Gunther, I say you break him off and let him do his own thing. I think an arrogant, shit-talking German would be... Dude, I was an Alex Wright fan. I was an even bigger fan of Alex Wright when he became
Das Wunderkind.
When he became Berlin, and he had the wall. You redo that Alex Wright, maybe even into Berlin character with fucking Ludwig Kaiser. I think you fucking got something.
I think I'm just ready for NXT Europe. And that's where I could see like a Kaiser going and stuff like that. And anyway,
wrestling.
I didn't think we were going to talk about wrestling.
Wrestling.
I haven't been paying attention. I am catching back up though. I finally, like I said, I caught up on those like promos the other night, things like that. Happy to see Tiffany Stratton on the main roster, even though I hated her at first. I think she's one of the most athletic people I've ever seen.
I thought she was one of those people that was going to come in and not be on my TV for very long, but I think she's figured it out. She knows she knows that she's very athletic.
You know that's
talented.
You know that's Kaiser's real life girl.
Yeah, they just posted something where they bought a house together now because all these wrestlers have Instagrams and YouTubes and post all their real life constantly. Constantly. Yeah, I saw that. So we've got WrestleMania coming up in about a month and a half. We've got Elimination Chamber starting in about a day and a half. But I won't be watching it. I will not be watching it on Saturday morning.
Why is that?
I am actually going out of town. I am actually in the process between today and tomorrow, packing, getting things ready, doing all that shit. And then Saturday morning, the wife and I are jumping in the car. We're going to Columbus, Ohio for the weekend. We try to do this about once a year. I know you got soccer beef with Columbus, but everything I'm going to be doing in that town has nothing to do with soccer. I won't even probably walk by that stadium. I won't be within eyesight of that thing. So it's the best hockey around, though.
Well, besides the stadium, you know what else sucks in that city?
What?
The human beings. Anyway, sorry, I just killed our Columbus people. I'm sorry.
I don't co-sign that, ladies and gentlemen. Columbus, you are a beautiful, wonderful town. I love you. Brendon hates you because of soccer.
Full of shit human beings.
I love you because of hockey. I love you because of your beers. And I love you because of your restaurants. Oh, do I love the beers, though? Oh, do I
Congratulations on your new Charlie Brown jerseys, you fools.
So anyway, the beers of Columbus, Ohio. One of my favorite places is Hoof Hearted Brewing. I drank one of their beers a couple weeks here on the show. It was the one with the Legion of Doom that was on the beer. It's like, if you can't be bad, be bald. But it is one of my favorite breweries. It's irreverent. They do a bunch of wrestling puns. They're not afraid to do like crazy colors and just kind of have really fun with it. And they have
Against the Grain was big with the wrestling pun beers for a while too.
Yeah,
we had done a podcast from Against the Grain, and I remember while we were there was. I think there was a Poffo. Was there a Poffo Pilsner?
There's a Poffo. Well, they were in the process of it, but since then, the Poffo family has reached out and put the kibosh on Poffo Pilsner. So Poffo Pilsner no exists. They had Brett the Hitman Hop.
Nice.
They also had some kind of Chris Benoit reference. I don't remember what it was, but they had something with a Chris Benoit reference at some point. I remember seeing it.
Okay, let's not do that.
Here's the fucked up part. Here's the fucked up part about that.
Oh, jeez.
When I was in high school. Yeah, I was about 17 or 18. I was about 16 or 17 years old. I used to call into this wrestling radio show all the fucking time. Answer questions and like win things. I won like a copy of it, like a WWE, like how they would do the CDs of all the tracks, like the entrance music. Yeah. They did all those, but then they did one that was like rap songs where rappers like did their versions of all of the wrestling themes. I won that album. Another time I called in and I won tickets to meet wrestlers. The two things I won tickets to meet Bret Hart.
Nice.
And I won tickets to meet Road Dogg Jesse James.
Nice.
The first one I went to was Bret Hart. And the problem was we found out it was apparently it was 2 days after the Monday Nitro that Bret Hart had gotten a concussion, so he couldn't travel.
From Goldberg?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He couldn't travel, couldn't fly. So do you know who they sent in his place?
Mm-mm.
Shane Douglas.
Nice.
And Chris Benoit.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So I got to meet Benoit when he was in WCW, doing his thing, kicking ass everywhere before WWE, before things everybody remembers. And I want to say this: everything Chris Benoit did was unforgivable. It is irreconcilable. It is terrible. Chris Benoit, can fuck the fuck off. But I watched a lot of Chris Benoit matches in high school that made me really get
But
into wrestling.
every wrestler will
Can't
tell you
change
this.
that.
He's still one of the best that ever did it.
Yeah.
He did horrible things outside
Yeah.
of the ring that led to, that was a terrible situation. But the dude was one of the best to ever do it, and he was built like a spark, a little fire. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Terrible Dark Side of the Ring, very rough to watch. But
Yeah.
God, I do love the Dark Side of the Rings. I love the Tales from the Territories. Did you watch that one much?
I never got the Tales from the Territories.
Oh,
I watched
God,
a lot of Dark Side of the Ring.
I've watched all of the Dark Side of the Rings, and some I just put on in the background. Like the way that some people watch murder shows, that's the way I am with. That's the only dark thing I really watch is Dark Side of the Ring. I can't do a lot of constantly watching. I've got murder things going on in the background. No, have happy shit going on in the background. You want to be pissed off? Just watch the news. Go look outside. Like fuck. Keep I've had Modern Family on for a week straight. It feels like. I've been watching it again. It's a great show. Did you ever watch Modern Family?
Never watched Modern Family.
Oh,
I'm not going to say anything negative about it because I know enough about it to know that it's well written.
Fantastic
I've seen enough
cast.
awards that it's won, and because of who's on it, it has to be a well written show. There's no
It's
way that
so
show's
good,
terrible.
and it's comedically written so well. Like it's some of those like smart writings where paths cross that you never expected to cross. Almost the way that It's Always Sunny in Philly would do every episode, where they all lead back to each other in some way. And
I have to say this about Grey's, and you're going to be like, what? But I was thinking about this the other day. Grey's Anatomy.
never watched it.
I never have either, but it's been on the show air for 20 years. They have
What?
20. They just won a People's Choice Award this week.
That's insane.
So that's the thing. That's the same thing with Modern Family. I don't know dick about this show, but I know enough about seeing it in the ether to know that it must have its shit together as a TV show.
Oh, there's absolutely some of the most brilliant moments and funny moments. Like there's a reason it won Best Comedy years on after year after year. So yeah, if you ever are bored, that's a good one to watch.
You know what I'm going to recommend to you?
I also restarted The Orville.
The Orville? Oh, is that the sci-fi show with
Seth MacFarlane?
Seth MacFarlane.
It's fantastic. It's the best Next Generation since Star Trek: The Next Generation. It truly is a tribute to old sci-fi, and it is so well done. I also gave It's Only Murders in the Building a chance this week. I think I dozed a little bit toward the end of the first episode. I'm kind of confused by something that happened at the end. A character that popped up that seems like it's from a story from Selena Gomez. I need to go back and watch the last 15 minutes again.
Ride that ride. It's gonna do that, but I promise
there's some confusing shit, but I would like to check it out. I love Martin Short's character. They're very funny to me.
Have you gotten to where he just eats dips? It's not a spoiler, but you're gonna find out what his main source of sustenance is. He eats pickles and dips, like crab dip and bean dip and chorizo. He just eats dip constantly. That's his main source of food.
Gotcha.
Wonderful show, wonderful characters, and it's only going to get better. They keep adding more actors in. I don't think this is a spoiler that fucking Meryl Streep is in season 3.
Nice.
It's a fantastic fucking show, and it's gonna get it. You're gonna have to follow some of that shit. It's gonna jump around. It's gonna be a real mystery at a certain point. You're gonna be like, you're not gonna fucking know, and it's gonna all pay off in the end. I promise.
I'll check it out some more. I guess it's got a couple more episodes out of me. I think I'll end up watching.
I'm gonna recommend the show I've been watching a lot lately, though.
What is that?
The best wrestling on television.
The Little Micro Brawlers
show, Big Little Brawlers, baby.
Yeah.
That is the most fantastic fucking wrestling. They put on a better show and grab their audience better than anything else on television. Except for, of course,
only know them from their TikToks. Their TikTok was recommended to me early, I guess, because of my wrestling watching, and Ivar the Micro always singing along with his little Ozzy Osbourne buddy, and then they always have their little things where they eat men, Psycho and Pinky Shortcake, his woman, and Little Miss.
They're stars of the show, and it follows them and the rest of that.
That Jamaica Joe kid seems talented as hell. Just unbelievable. Hot Rod, that one there too. Yeah. But there's Andrew the Giant, I think, was that one.
It is crazy that they are doing wrestling more right than most other wrestling out there in the world. and it's a bunch of micro wrestlers in Pigeon Forge in a little
Yeah.
fucking building. It's fucking incredible. And when you see how much they love that business and love that place and how much work they put into doing
Oh yeah, their
that,
TikTok was a lot of fun. Just like,
man.
yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. And Micro Jackson, that was kind of funny one too to me.
So he
Yeah.
performs also, you see a few times. They'll do shows where
He's
they'll
a
have
referee as
wrestling.
well. He's the
Yeah.
referee, and then he
But they'll have wrestling, and then he'll do a performance in between like wrestling matches. It looks fucking fantastic. I need to go.
Yeah, no, that would be fun. That would be a good road trip. Just go down for a micro
So we've got a beer.
micro show.
You're drinking
What are your
scotch.
road trip foods? You said you're going on a road trip. Is there something like if you're going on a road trip,
Oh fuck.
what do you have to have in the car with you? Because mine are usually pretty specific. I need some Sour Patch Kids at some point, but more importantly, I've got to have my beef jerky. Like I am beef jerky all the way.
We have to go to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
We have to go to Buc-ee's. They have a beef jerky deli counter where literally they have probably 30, 40 different types of beef jerky. But if you don't want the counter, they have the biggest wall you've ever seen where you can just grab a bag of any flavor you want. They've got garlic, they've got Nashville hot, barbecue, sweet teriyaki, Korean, anything you can think of. They got turkey jerky, chicken jerky, all this other stuff. It's fucking wild.
That sounds like it.
So
no, that's usually my go-to on road trips. I know you said you're
to
taking
road
your
trips, I would think it also depends on where, because my wife and I are we're pattern people. We go to the same places, we take the same vacations, we like to do the same things over and over again. 0-0, y'all.
0-0 still.
So if we're going down south towards Gatlinburg, Tennessee, maybe in places in Lexington, we're gonna hit a Buc-ee's. So I know my road trip snacks are going to be I'm going to get something hot, like a sandwich. I like a good sandwich or a hot dog or a corn dog.
What's your favorite thing from? Do you get like the brisket as a sandwich there? I mean, do you eat the brisket from there?
Sandwich. Oh yes, there's a sandwich I get called the 3-meat. It's sausage, turkey, and brisket all in one sandwich. I will get that, and that will be my whole thing. Now, if I'm not going past a Buc-ee's, I usually for road snacks will go, if we go into a gas station, I'm getting a salty item, and then I'm getting some kind of gummy-ish candy item. I'm not as much of the chocolate candy person, but also I'm not a sour candy fan that much. My wife likes gummies. Kelly likes gummies, sour stuff. So I'll get those and eat those if they're within the car.
My candy has to be multicolored.
Really?
I like my nerds. I like my sprees. I like my nerd rope. I like my Sour Patch Kids. I like give me all the Starburst. I'm not a chocolate fan. There's only one thing for me to eat chocolate, and that is Snickers. That's it. I'll have a Snickers, but I don't like other candy bars.
Those are my
gummy cola bottles.
The little
like the wax
bottles?
ones.
No,
the wax.
They're Haribo gummies. They're Haribos. But they're just the cola bottles, and they just taste like cola. Those are my favorite fucking candies. Those things are fan-fucking-tastic. They're probably terrible for you, but they're so fucking good.
Everything's terrible for you. I mean, I'm trying to switch over. Now my new sweet snack is I'm obsessed with I have to always have frozen strawberries in my freezer. And that's my candy now is I just gnaw on strawberry jawbreakers.
Peanut butter pretzels. The little
peanut butter
pretzels with peanut butter in the middle. For some reason,
oh, the cup?
Those are fantastic.
No,
just like they're just little squares of pretzel squares.
Yeah.
And they got a little thing of peanut butter in the middle, and they have a little salt on one side.
Yeah, because fuck kids and their peanut allergies.
I can put a fucking half gallon of those things fucking away.
Yeah.
So we're drinking. I've got my pale ale. I've got my Oregon Pale. You've got your scotch.
It's gone now, so I'm gonna pop this.
Well, I think I need to do a shot as well. And what I want to do is I want to give you options.
Oh, God, options.
Oh, you get to do a drink in a minute too, buddy. But first, I'm going to do a shot. So I'm going to let you pick. I almost only want to give you two. Because one's... Should I just go for the weirdest thing that I have?
I might do two as well. One that I'm scared of and one that I'm not scared of and see which one you pick.
All right, I'm going to do two.
Okay.
One's okay. One I am super worried about.
What do you got there? Let's see.
One's got eyes.
I know that eyes thing is really standing out to me. You know, I got to go with that.
All right. Fuck.
What about these?
Orange.
Orange for FCC. By the way, thank you. You just helped me avoid dill pickle vodka. We're going to go with 99 mangoes, baby.
We are going with Kleiner Fingling.
Wait, what? I don't think you can do that in this country.
Kleiner Fingling. It is a natural fig liqueur.
Really?
This is from... Where's this from? Not for individual resale. I bought it individually, though. Uh-oh. Where is this from? Kleiner Fingling.
Oh, there's a little more of that stuff coming up.
Well, now I need to look up where this is real quick. Hold on, because I feel like this is from somewhere.
Ooh. 99 mangoes smells amazing. I'm a big fan of mango.
Figling.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, so they make a fig liqueur and they make a chocolate biscuit. It's from Germany. It's German fig liqueur. I should have figured that by Kleiner. All right, so this is Kleiner Figling.
We have a fig tree out at the farm. I can't remember its name. Oh God, is it that bad?
We're doing this in a shot glass. That's not a lot in there. I probably shouldn't even waste the shot glass on that. All right. Kleiner Fingling.
I don't know if I want this 99 mangoes anymore. Should I just reach down and grab a random fucking aluminum foil wrapped bottle?
Yes. People, if you haven't been paying attention, Brendon cursed me with 6 soda bottles several weeks ago. We went through 6 of mine. Stay tuned to gettingwork.com or to this YouTube channel. There's going to be a video coming up soon of all 6 of those put together in one compilation. But I got revenge. Brendon now has 6 sodas that he is going to open up and drink without knowing what they are. They are covered in foil. He is removing them now. Last week, he received... What was last week? Or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Mustard. And it was terrible. Oh, it was god-awful.
So this week's soda is...
I don't like the color of it.
Is that what I
we're losing foil.
Show it to the people. Show it to the people. Yeah! Yeah! It's Taco Thursday or Enchilada Thursday, y'all. Kleiner Fingling. Cheers.
An enchilada soda with pure cane sugar.
Oh, that's
Jesus
terrible.
Christ.
Oh, that's terrible.
How bad was yours?
Oh, that's terrible. That's too sweet. Oh, that's too sweet. I don't like that. Oh, that's too much sugar. Oh, that's awful. So Brendon has Enchilada Soda. People on the internet.
I don't know why that makes me laugh so much, but that is fucked up.
What was great is
99 mangoes.
A couple of these sodas lined up with things that you gave me. Not all of them. But to me, this is your Buffalo Wings soda. So he's going mango, Powerade, and now he's about to go enchilada.
That was really bad. I don't like mangoes anymore. Oh, no. No.
Mangoes for you?
Yeah, you did. Or I did.
I did. I didn't get you the mango.
I know. Don't ruin enchilada. Hang on, sorry. I've got a cat that's down here attacking all the pieces of aluminum foil. He wants to thank you for all the foil you've given me in this house.
It's a gift.
There you go, Sam. Oh, God. I already don't feel good. This doesn't help. I don't have much faith in this. Let's use my luchador opener.
I hope it's meaty. I hope it's cheesy.
Oh, no. Pure jalapeno.
Pure jalapeno?
Hang on. It's jalapeno and tomato sauce.
Wolf, get the terroir. Get
No,
the terroir of it.
It's jalapeno and tomato sauce. It's oh man.
Spicy ketchup, baby.
Oh God,
So
I
I want to
am not
ask you,
excited
because
about this.
what I noticed is with the chicken wing soda is it almost tasted like they put it on top of orange soda. Does it taste like they're layering all of that on top of a normal soda, or does it taste like you've literally just got enchilada soda? Or
I'm really
smell?
hoping I have a sun. I'm really hoping I have a sun kiss. Oh, the smell. I've got no orange soda. The smell. It's a it's pepper and tomato and vegetables.
Oh, we
It's
got the chat talking. Nope, you didn't miss it yet. He's about to take his first drink. Enchilada soda, baby. Here we go. People of the internet, we're about to make history.
I don't have to do shit. You aren't here. You can't make me.
Well, then the whole concept falls apart. This throws our whole. He just went for it. He just went for it. A look, a swig, a fate. Oh, a 2, 3, 4. Oh, the eyes. Oh, throat gurgle.
It's a rotten jalapeno.
It's a rotten jalapeno. What do you mean a rotten jalapeno?
It tastes bad.
Tastes
It's
bad. Get another. Make sure it's not your taste buds. Get another drink. Make sure it wasn't just your taste. But you're sick. You were sick. You got to drink a good amount to get your taste buds realigned. Oh, we almost lost him. We almost lost him.
oh. Oh. It's not soda should not be savory. I'm sorry. Soda it shouldn't be savory yet. I shouldn't taste savory yet pure cane sugar as well. It's oh God. Why? You sick bastards. Oh, serving size. Serves one. Fuck you.
What would you pair it with?
What would I pair it with?
Yeah.
A middle finger and some anger.
You're in charge. You're in charge of a menu. They're doing a Lester's Fixins event. You have to pair something. You have to do something with that. What do you? No, you're making a drink. What are you adding to that to make that a drink?
Oh my God. The only thing to save this as an alcohol. Okay, coming from the bartender side, if we're gonna save this or tweak it, we're gonna need some tequila or mezcal. This is gonna fall in that jalapeno margarita family. I think we could doctor this up with like some pineapple and make like a jalapeno pineapple margarita. That's the way I'd go with this. I would get the agave worm salt on the rim of the glass. Do it almost like a michelada rim. I would do tequila. Maybe my own muddled jalapeno because the fake pepper flavor in there is so bad. You need something real. I'd do muddled jalapeno and pineapple. And then I'd make a margarita out of it as much as I could. That would be the best route.
Good call. See, I thought you were going to go Bloody Mary.
No, it's too sweet. You need to, I think it would fuck up a Bloody Mary. I mean, I don't know, but
that's a good point, though. Is it's going to be sugary, so you need
the cane sugar in there. I think you could bring the pineapple together with the pepper. I think that's where if there wasn't a sweetness of the pure cane sugar in this, that's the weird thing. Like you said with yours, it was like, what was the one? Sweet bacon.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It's the sweetness of the soda that steers me away from the Bloody Mary and stuff. Because I'll tell you what, if there's one thing I love in this world, it is a spicy Bloody Mary. Oh, man, so much. I love a spicy Bloody Mary, but don't put an olive near it. Don't you put those devil's testicles anywhere near that. Oh, 1-0 FCC.
They scored. FC just scored. People
Sergio Santos.
Who?
Oh.
Who?
Sergio Santos.
Santino
1-0 FCC. Hang on. There's a throw in. And then we got a ball over to, and we got a cross. Oh, what beautiful. Little movement from a throw in. Now we've got halftime. They scored right at the end of the half. That's a great way to go into the half. A little bit of momentum. What's interesting and what could suck about this is in the next round, we could see a very good team from Mexico called Monterrey. And Monterrey just happened to take our. We sold one of our best players ever, Brandon Vasquez, to them. And Brandon Vasquez actually is leading Liga MX, which MX in Mexico, Liga MX, they call it, just like Dos Equis. So Liga MX in Mexico, Brandon Vasquez is now the leading scorer. And there's a good chance we might have to see our former player in the next round if we win and they win, because Monterrey is one of the best teams in this tournament. But I don't have to drink any more of this Enchilada Soda, do I?
No, I think I need one more shot before we get out of here because I drank this fig liqueur.
What did you think of it? What did I mean? I love Fig
Awful.
Newtons.
Awful.
It
has
no Fig
that.
Newton-ish?
If you gave me that, I would tell you that was weird grape, not a fig. I know fig flavor. I made fig syrup once for a cocktail that lived on a menu for a decent amount of time. So I think I would be able to discern fig from
what
grape.
alcohol did you do with fig syrup? What was the cocktail?
It was white rum, fig syrup, and velvet falernum.
Ooh.
So it kind of had like a rum cocktail.
We had a lot of room to play. I always loved that. One of my favorites that I made there was when we had those bottles of the soju and the kaiju. We had been dropped off those sakes and stuff like that, and we did the sake bloomy with the sake, the Rivertown blueberry lager. Yeah. And it was a beer cocktail with sake and blueberry lager. That was one of my favorite creations we ever had come up with. That was always fun, was just playing with the cocktails and the creations. And you know what? I wish we would have started doing this sooner, because it would be fun to go back to your drinks and stuff and do the same thing of how would you turn that into a cocktail that's palatable.
That's a whole other concept. That's what's great about podcasting, making a show. We can always do it in the future episode.
We'll try that from now on.
We're gonna teach you another term tonight, people of the internet. If you ever want a half a shot, because that's all I'm doing, just a half a shot to close the show out. And we're gonna teach y'all a term. We're
gonna come back to betting next week.
You work in the industry. Yeah, we didn't bet on anything. He was sick. I lost a bunch of money. I'm about to go on vacation, so I'm not betting on shit
real quick
right now.
If you put $5 on FCC to maybe win the championship, I mean, right now you got some pretty good odds. Give FCC a chance. So if you throw some money on FCC.
If you ever want to throw some money on some betting, throw it on FCC. If you ever want to order a half a shot
this weekend, real quick, throw it on Lucho for a shot and a half on goal.
Lucho,
shot and a half on goal. FCC to win, and let's say over 7.5 corners.
Over 7.5 corners.
Yep.
People combined. You need half a shot.
What's your half shot?
Call it a dinger. You ever need to ask for a half a shot? That's always the term that myself and a few other people in the bar industry use. We always use not at the one we worked at, but the other one down the street that I worked at for a little bit. That also was a whiskey bar. No, that was also a whiskey bar. Okay. You want a half a shot? You ask for a dinger.
I've never heard that.
People on the internet, I'm gonna take this dinger. We're gonna call it a night. Brendon?
I'm gonna have a dinger Powerade.
Cheers.
Cheers. See you next week.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brendon.
Go to gettingwork.com. Make sure you like, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. This also comes out in audio form wherever you get those. Make sure you go to youtube.com/@gettingworked. You got to put the @ symbol in there. It's fucking weird. Follow him at that dude named Brendon. Follow me at that dude named Mike.
I might do some gaming here shortly again. I don't know. We'll see what we get into. But yeah, you need to stream with me sometime very soon after this podcast one night. We need to go off and do a stream together.
He's yelling at me.
So mad about that. Show. I am. Fuck you, sir. Fuck.
Good night, internet.